iPhone 6s Plus versus iPhone 7 Plus versus iPhone 8 Plus versus iPhone XS Max speed test. That video is coming up right now. Let's go. What is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to my iPhone 6s Plus versus iPhone 7 Plus versus iPhone 8 Plus versus the XS Max, the most premium here of the bunch, in a speed test comparison on iOS 12.1.1. The aim of this video is to show you how much of a difference there really is in the day-to-day. We're going to use the XS to time this, as I only have 2 hands. I don't got 10 hands to go ahead and click every single app on every single phone. But we're going to begin with a boot up test here for the iPhone 6s Plus. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up the boot ups because we don't want to sit here all day and watch the entire boot up. But you can see it does finish at around 18.80 seconds. So that's very respectable for a 2015 smartphone. I'm very pleased with that score. But can the jet black unicorn iPhone 7 Plus, well, it once was a unicorn, beat that iPhone 6s Plus? And we're gonna see a final score of 18.45, so milliseconds difference, not that much of a difference between that and the 6s Plus, showing great optimization across the board. Can one of the fan favorites on this channel, the 8 Plus, beat both of those? And we're gonna see right here, and it looks like the iPhone 8 Plus is gonna finish with a beastly 1 second better time than both those other phones. So no, it's not that much difference. 1 second here on the boot up for the A11 Bionic chip over the A10 Fusion and the Apple A9, which I think was one of the best chips to get us into this modern day of speed. The iPhone XS Max here with the A12 Bionic chipset, 4 GB of RAM, $1,200 price tag. Can it boot up faster than these other devices? Let's go ahead and start the timer, and we're gonna see if it can do just that. And surprisingly, the iPhone XS Max finishes with the worst boot up time of all of these phones. I was actually quite shocked by this, but at the same time, maybe the A12 is not quite as optimized as those older processors, as the Apple engineers have had more time, software engineers, to fix these issues. So we need to see faster boot up times for the XS Max. Now let's go ahead and confirm the software, just so you know I'm not lying to you and shooting this video with different softwares. The 6s Plus runs iOS 12.1.1 and is up to date. The 7 Plus is also running iOS 12.1.1. It is also up to date. The iPhone 8 Plus is also running iOS 12.1.1, and it too is up to date. And finally, the XS Max is running iOS 12.1.1, and it is up to date as well. So every phone here is on the latest version that just dropped yesterday for your Apple iPhone. We're gonna go ahead now and do the speed test, beginning with the iPhone 6s Plus. I am speeding it up a little bit so we don't sit through 1 full minute or so of each phone, as we got 3 other phones to test, and give it a second or so in between each speed test to account for maybe a human error, but I try to be as accurate as possible here. So if it's more than a second or so, then you could conclude that one phone is faster than the other. 44.74 seconds here for the iPhone 6s Plus to open. That's around what, 12 to 15 apps right there. So not bad there on the iPhone 6s Plus. Can the 7 Plus do more than a second or so faster on the speed test? We're going to speed this one up as well. And I found that the 7 Plus with its capacitive home button just feels just a little bit snappier than what we've seen on the 6s Plus. So it should finish with a closer, a little bit faster score here on this device. So the iPhone 7 Plus does finish at about 6 seconds or so faster. So definitely a difference here, and you will get a faster device, even in app opening, for the iPhone 7 Plus. Now, taking a look at the iPhone 8 Plus, you're gonna see that the iPhone 8 Plus has the A11 Bionic chipset, 3 GB of RAM like the 7 Plus, and let's see if it can take down the other two. Now, again, with its capacitive home button, I noticed it was pretty quick, and also the games seem to open first on the 8 Plus versus the games on the older devices, and the iPhone 8 Plus is going to finish with a final score of 34.68, so 3 or 4 seconds or so faster than the iPhone 7 Plus. So not much, but definitely enough to say it's a faster device. But can the iPhone XS Max, the one with the 7nm chipset, blow away the competition? And I think it might, due to its gestures. You can see even in this speed up how fast those gestures do respond to the touch. They're a little bit more snappy, and I was saying this years ago, or like a year or so ago, that Apple removing the home button would make their iPhone faster feeling, and it does. At 30.86 seconds, gestures are just faster than clicking a physical home button. And you could see that the iPhone XS Max is the clear winner here. Again, I think it's mostly due to the faster feeling gestures versus the home button. Now, I did run through some multitasking. I'm speeding it up because we don't got time to go through all of these. But I noticed that only thing that reopened was kind of like iMovie. It seems to do that every time. Every other phone did about the same. So they all have pretty good memory management no matter which one of these you go with here on the latest iOS 12.1.1. So, you know, the XS Max can hold a little bit more because it had 4 gigabytes of RAM. But really, on the day-to-day, it's not that much of a difference between a $1,000 XS Max and the $250 or so 6S Plus. Now, we're going to run a Geekbench here on the A9, A10, A11, A12, and you can see the final scores are in. And what you'll notice is that right down the line, it's basically, you know, 6S Plus, the lowest score, going up to the XS Max. But pay attention to the 8 Plus and the XS Max. Those scores are very close, and they're a lot better than the 7 Plus and the 6S Plus. So if you buy an 8 Plus now, or you buy an 8 or a 10, you find it third party, it's a fantastic phone to buy right now, at least in terms of the CPU. The iPhone XS Max is the clear winner, but not by much. So anyway, that is it. The iPhone 6S Plus versus 7 Plus versus 8 Plus versus XS Max, iOS 12.1.1 speed test. The XS Max is the clear winner, but you're gonna pay a pretty penny to get this device. Although if you keep your phone a very long time, it might be worth the investment for you. The iPhone 8 Plus represents a really good value, tons of performance, but you don't get that latest design. The 7 Plus is still a solid phone, as the 2018 iPad still has the A10 Fusion chipset. Very good performer there in the 7 Plus. And the 6S Plus, I would say, is a very good performer as well, considering it's 3 years old. It just looks rather old, but still a fantastic device. Should last a couple years still on the 6S Plus. So if you guys like this video, do me a great favor and go ahead and click that like button for me. Share it with your friends. And if you want to see a smaller phone video, like the smaller iPhones comparison, comment that down below. I do take that into consideration. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well. Nick here, and peace.